So let's begin with my CEO report. So each year we have a quote that we go to, that we talk about an individual, and we quote kind of something that we feel, I always felt, that's close to kind of where we're going and what we've just done. As I said at the beginning, we're picking up from November of last year. And what we're here to talk about is really, at that point in time, is the year that we just had gone through, 2018. Remember, we deliver our report here in 2019, but it's really about what all happened in 2018. And during that time period, and really even beyond going into first, second, and third quarter of this year, one of the people, when I went out and kind of looked at some of the quotes to use for this year, that really stood out to me were some quotes that came from somebody that is really an interesting industry icon for many different reasons. It's interesting thinking about this individual as far as some people, a lot of folks really thought, what he had done, and what I truly believe what he did was incredible. But the gentleman I'm talking about right now, and the quotes that we're going to be using throughout this presentation, is Mr. Jack Welch. Jack was chairman and CEO of General Electric. And if you take a look, wow, that takes a long time to get there. Whoa, that's going to be dangerous tomorrow. So how can we beat that? Are these all, is this seriously going to take this long to? No. Okay. Chairman and CEO of General Electric between 1981 and 2000. He had 20 years. And during that time, GE, he grew the value the value rose of that company. He grew the company 4,000%. In 2006, Welch's net worth, not that it mattered, again, it was worth $720 million. But at the end, what this man did was so many amazing things. And when you look at life's quotes concerning some of the different areas of what he, in his approach to business as CEO, we felt a lot of that kind of played into a lot of what we've been doing here, certainly in 2018 and 19. So the very first quote we're going to use is, in my experience, as an effective mission statement, we're not going to have that line, right? We're dead. I thought, are we ready to deliver our mission statement?
We don't have to deliver our mission statement.
In my experience, an effective mission statement basically answers one question for your business. How do we intend to win? So one of the things here at iFIBER in the earlier days when I've ever been asked about, what is your mission statement? I've been involved in a lot of companies, kind of development in my older days of owning a production company and et cetera, that were drawn out, that really, spent a lot of time on what is our mission statement. And a lot of those I saw get very long and very hard to remember and really lost into the weeds. I always felt. To me, if I was asked in earlier days, what is our mission statement? Our mission statement is to win, period. And if I ask, win big. Whatever it takes to, we have to be competitive. We have to deliver great products and services. But at the end, we got to get the subs and the customers, and we got to win against our competition. Constantly win. So we have been underway of developing a new mission statement, which we'll be talking about here in a little bit. And as Eric alluded to in the 2020 vision of where we're going with our new plan, you remember when you told me that wacko fucking chick to write on do not answer? Yeah. She calls me about once a month. Still, to this fucking date. Yeah, it was a good idea, right? Because I keep forgetting her number. And it's going to be something, well, can you believe this? You need to write a story on this, and you need to do blah, 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 blah. Are you not aware? Actually, I have, and she hates it. So, okay, are we reading? We have a mission statement. So are we?
May or may not. Is that what we go to?
No, get rid of it.
Get rid of it?
Yeah, because what I'm going to say is, what Erica talked about was our 2020 plan, and in the 2020 plan is redefining, what our mission statement is. And we've got some very early drafts that are very exciting. Next year, when we sit down and do our meeting for the 2019 CEO year, you will hear exactly what that mission statement is. And we've been blessed to be able to, again, work with somebody very unique in this whole process. His name is Steve Friedman. In fact, if you remember, that's who Eric had just talked about. Us having an opportunity to almost beta test everything or run by or take a look at all the years of what we've been doing and is there another way to approach it, and how does the industry do it, has been priceless to us. And the fact that, that Steve is willing to come in and work with us, hand in, right in this room, in fact, with me and the management team, but work with us in developing our 2020 plan and build a roadway to become that next wave has been so important to us and has been really an amazing experience. So Steve has helped us perfect the mission statement and fleshing out. Now again, I'm a little Irish and hard-headed, but it still has something, it's going to have something to do with win and winning. But we will be coming up with a brand new mission statement that iFIBER will end, plus, like Eric had talked about, a brand new 2020 budget and a 2020 business plan that you'll be made aware of as we do our sit down here next year and talk about what it is that we're accomplished or what we've just accomplished and where we're going next. All right, so the mission statement's gone. Next. So let's begin the process. We kind of have, as we said in the agenda, a certain way that we're going to go through the information today. We've got to begin with iFIBER 1. Now, iFIBER 1, remember, it is our news, it is our sports company. It is news in a small rural market that right now has a following of almost 700,000 people. Impressions are over 3 million right now. We're not just a little news source, we're a big statewide news source. So this is going to throw me when you guys, so I got to remember, but I do watch my hands and I'm watching how I'm looking, so I've been studying that. So, and when I do that, it throws me, so I got to remember to stay focused here. No, I know, but I don't want to. Again, I need to kind of see framing and what I look like and what these hands are doing. So iFIBER 1 has continued to grow. iFIBER 1 has gone, as a lot of our companies, constantly evolving, changing. iFIBER 1 is as well evolved and changed. But it has definitely become an industry standard. And that when it comes to Central Washington and how the other news services between Seattle and Spokane look and where they go to now to get their stories and be able to take those stories of what happens in Central Washington and read those stories off, giving us credit, that's what iFIBER has become, the #1 source for that information. But remember where it started. iFIBER 1 was our marketing. If you think about something in a small community, if you remember back, no, I'm going to save that. So on that, let's take a look and talk to the folks that have continued this incredible thing that we've built. And, okay, that's right. So I thought we were going to go into title, and then you got to pop that up right away. So is that up over here? Was the quote on my right? Because I didn't see the quote before. Okay. So can you go back? So let's talk about iFIBER 1. Okay, as soon as that happens, we need to go. So let's talk about iFIBER 1. As we just said, Jack Welch, we're going to talk about it one more time. Culture drives great results. I'm going to say it one time. Culture drives great results. And oh, what a culture we have built with iFIBER 1. With over 700,000 people following now our news service, we have become now absolutely recognized in Central Washington as the news source that Seattle and Spokane both use as their standard for this area. And we have now expanded, like I say, onto the west side, as you're going to hear some information about here momentarily. And of course, we all know about the radio station and everything else. But iFIBER 1 has become a very important tool in the tool belt for how we approach a market and how we market into that market and how we do what we do and where we get those results. And on that note, versus me telling you all about it, let's go to the iFIBER 1 folks and let them share part of the story of what we did in 2018. Let's begin with Sean Goggins, our news director.
Hello, I'm Sean Goggins, News Director of iFIBER 1 News. 2019 was the year iFIBER 1 News made its mark on a larger portion of north central Washington. Our quality news flow has left a lasting impression in the Wenatchee Valley, resulting in...
Now I'm guessing you're going to dissolve back, right? Not just cut back? Yeah. Okay. That's cool. No, I'm just checking, Bill. So, thank you very much, Sean. And again, Sean has done, as the news director of iFIBER 1, has done an amazing job. And he continues to think, like everything of iFIBER, we think outside the box. He delivers news thinking outside the box. We have had our news stories, literally, as he's talked about, picked up nationally multiple times. So I could not be more proud of the endeavor. But at the end, as good as it is, you still got to pay for it. And so one of the things that we've done is we've done kind of a major overhaul of iFIBER 1 throughout the 2018 into the 2019 year. And on that note, with great news, you can only keep that on the air if you can make sales and pay for it through sales and revenue. So let's go to Daryl Hine, our ad sales manager, and let him tell you about how that endeavor goes. What did I say?
I'm Darren Hine, Advertising Sales Manager for iFIBER 1.
God,
In August of 2019, iFIBER 1 News went through a restructuring, which resulted in a 75% reduction in expenses. We're currently working on new revenue-generating avenues as we move forward.
Thank you very much. What did I say, Daryl? Darren. Darren has done really an amazing job. If that last name rings a bell, it's because he happened to be married to our sales manager, or our customer service manager here. And the two of them make quite a pair and quite an asset for iFIBER. And you got to figure that Darren is covering the entire state. So he puts a lot of road miles on, but it kind of works out because our customer service manager also goes and travels a lot of times with him on these these sales trips, which also become good opportunities to then do customer service training. So again, maximizing use and dollar and staff, we always are looking for a way to get that 10th use out of that that $1 of investment dollar. Now I'm going to kill it. I'm not going to do any of that. All right. So now let's talk about we've got what? Yeah. So we 4 years ago, I think 4 years ago, bought 3 years ago, no, I don't think so, 2019, 18, 17, 16? 2016, we bought KMS and merged KMS radio into iFIBER, and it became iFIBER News Radio. And it has been a very interesting experiment, but at the end, it served its function and did exactly what it is we set out for it to do. We needed to brand iFIBER in Mason County. It also, the iFIBER 1 News Radio, or KMS, had a morning show that was very important that became, it was a talk morning show for 3 hours. And it was a political show, which meant that they were bringing in state representatives, state senators. They were bringing in politicians from Olympia. And it gave us, again, not only a way to broadcast into Olympia and into that area, and beyond the, just the credibility to the PUDs that, iFIBER is growing, so, it just bought an AM/FM radio station, but allowed us then to have a political program. A large part, and the largest part of the success of the radio station, which we still sell revenue from, which completely covers its own costs by doing, is Jeff Slakey, our station manager. And I cannot say enough about how successful Jeff has done and been, and what he's done for that program, and what he continues to push every day. And he continues going out and fighting and producing new content and taking that to the whole different level of what we generally expect in an AM/FM basic little local radio station, which iFIBER 1 News Radio is anything but. But on that note, let's go to Jeff Slakey. I'll let him tell you about what he's done.
Well, hello, shareholders. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. It's Jeff, Spencer, and Caleb from iFIBER 1 News Radio. Hope you're enjoying your day and learning more about the year that was for iFIBER. Here at the old radio ranch, we've got some...
Thank you very much, Jeff. Again, I cannot say enough about the iFIBER 1 team. They have done an amazing job. They've become, as you've heard, they've redesigned how iFIBER 1 delivers its news. Again, tightening how we invest into that part of our business. But the results have been amazing. Again, our branding and our control over the political nature of our business, iFIBER 1 gives us so many different tools in the tool belt that's necessary to be successful. And we've utilized that tool belt multiple times in our success to get where we are right now and where we're going. All right, on that note now, let's go to the next subject. Operations. Operations. So back to Jack Welch. Yeah, I mean, any pause like that's going to be weird, but...
Well, tomorrow
So leaders make sure people not only see the vision they live, no. Leaders make sure that people not only see the vision, they live and they breathe it. Okay, when I say it one time there and come back to me, let me say it one more time. Leaders make sure that people not only see the vision, but they got to live it and they got to breathe it. And that's exactly what we do.